Friends, good morning. It's good to see you this morning as we celebrate the feast day of St. Bernard of Clairvaux, Doctor of the Church. Also, there's a few extra cars in the parking lot. Did you notice? Yeah? Okay. It's wonderful. It's great. We had, it's our first day of school over at the academy, so all the kids and parents were all jam-packed in front of the church. You probably saw it driving in. Why am I telling you? It was pretty obvious. It was a wonderful thing, and I was thinking that line that Jesus says in the gospel where he's talking about us, he's talking about you and me, and he says, Father, they are your gift to me. I was thinking about that just beginning the school year. It's a really beautiful thing being a priest with a school. There's a lot of priests who kind of gripe about that, but I just think it's awesome. It makes sense of my fatherhood in a way that, I don't know, it just helps make sense of fatherhood, being surrounded by little ones to love. So it's a really great gift to begin the school year with them. So, St. Bernard of Clairvaux, I want to share an aspect of his life that, at the risk of just weirding some of you out this morning, I'm going to share it anyway. One of the things about Bernard's mystical experience, so he's a doctor of the church, experienced some intense mysticism, mystical encounters with our Lord and Our Lady. He spent a lot of his life just founding monasteries and writing commentaries on the Song of Songs. This is a man who knew the deep intimacy with Jesus and the Blessed Mother. One of the experiences that Bernard had in prayer was this experience in which the nursing Madonna, Mary, expressed milk from her breast into Bernard's mouth. Again, at the risk of freaking people out at 8 o'clock in the morning, let me just share some thoughts about that. First, let's just consider the fact that Bernard is a doctor of the church. If this was some weird heretical aberration, the church wouldn't raise him to the level of doctor. So, if there's weirdness in us, the weirdness is in us. So, start with that. Secondly, it's this. If you ever go to St. Peter's Basilica, if you look up to the ceiling, there's a series of sculptures, reliefs, that are depicting the theological virtues, faith, hope, and love. And they're depicting them in different iconic visual ways. And you get to the sculpture that depicts the virtue of charity, caritas. What do you see? You see a nursing mother. You see a woman nursing her infant. Why would they choose that? Why in the church's wisdom over the many centuries would that be the imagery for caritas, for love? Because it is so Eucharistic. It is so Eucharistic. I remember being over at a dear friend of mine's house. She had just had a baby. And just sitting there next to her on the sofa, and she's nursing her infant. And the words of, I was a new priest, and the words of institution, the Eucharistic words of institution, just like took on a whole new resonance for me, beholding this friend of mine who I've known for years, watching her nurse her child. This is my body given for you. This is my body given for you. Like, is not breast milk, is it not love and life made into food? Is that not what it is? It's love and life made into food to sustain, right? Is that not what the Eucharist is? It's love turned into food. So here you have Bernard experiencing from Mary, who is the concrete icon of the church, the bride of Christ, love and life made into food. Friends, on this feast day of St. Bernard, he holds out to us a sense of the depths to which we're called to go. Most of us just flit around on the surface of Jesus' heart. We mostly kind of hang out in the coral reef of prayer. And there's a lot of cool things to explore. There's a lot of cool things to see. But what is Jesus always inviting? He's always inviting duc in altum, put out into the deep. Like the 3,000-pound marlin doesn't live in the shallows. The 3,000-pound marlin lives in the deep. Like the depth of God's heart are there in the depths of his love, waiting for us. So through St. Bernard's intercession, let's put out into the deep and to receive, to drink in love-made food again today in the Eucharist. Amen.